Hi, this is Scot Pekarik, founder of the Real Estate World podcast. I have a question for you. How would you like the opportunity to work with an industry thought leader who knows not only how to grow your business, but make you a better person? Have I got your attention now? What if I told you that there's a $1 billion brand out there and that brand is you? Yeah, I'm serious. It's you. So if you'd like to start realizing your full potential and work with a guy who actually gives a shit about you, your business, your life, your favorite color, everything about you, go to realestateworld.tv, register, and put I believe in the comments. What's that going to do? Well, it's going to get you a phone call from me personally, and we're going to spend an hour learning about you personally and find out what challenges, what opportunities, what fears, what brings you joy. Basically, in 1 hour, I'm going to dig deep into your soul and find out how, why, who, how, when, whatever, and come up with a plan to help you be not just a better leader in business, but also a better human being. Hi-ya! This is Scot Pekarik with the Real Estate World podcast coming to you live from the undisclosed location here over in flyover country. And boy, am I fired up today. Guys, I've got a super important announcement for you. But first, I want to say hi to our special guest, Jeremy Pekarik, your garlic guy. Straight from, where would you say you're from? Your mom's uterus, Jeremy?
Just north of flyover country.
Just north of northeast, maybe? Northeast a little bit?
Well, it's the largest garlic patch in northern Grand Township, Benton County, Minnesota.
Wow, you're getting kind of specific.
That's the tagline.
Wow. Well, Jeremy has a hobby, but I think it's more than just a hobby, right? It's a way of life. Like you are... Describe what you do, Jeremy.
We could call it tumor whispering with the garlic patch.
Tumor whispering. Please elaborate. What do you mean by that?
Well, garlic, specifically black garlic, is actually toxic to cancer cells.
Really?
So it has been my specialty for many years to grow and nurture many different cultivars of garlic for a time in history. Could be today, could be tomorrow, could be 8 days from now.
Well, and this is relevant right now, so I might as well get right to it. For those of you that don't know and can't see me, I am wearing a pink brain hat. And the reason I'm wearing this hat is because I was recently diagnosed with a brain tumor, brain cancer. I have what's called a grade 2 glioma. It's growing on the left frontal lobe of my head. And I have, I've known about this since one day after the Tom Ferry Success Summit in Anaheim. And I've taken a little bit of time, for those of you who will be listening to the podcast in the future, I took about 6-7 weeks, just kind of like absorb and meditate, if you will, on what was going on. And this past week, I decided to go very public with it. We created a website or a YouTube channel. And Jeremy, what's the name of that?
Tumor Tales.
Tumor Tales. Yeah, Tumor Tales. And what I had done, and I'm going to relate this to real estate here momentarily, but what I did when we finished the Tom Ferry Summit, Tom talked about video about 5,000 times. And what had happened was I got in this habit of doing video during the entire summit. So when I got sick at the pool, I'll back up. My family came out the day after the summit, the Friday of it. We went to Laguna Beach. We stayed at the Surf and Sand Hotel. And the next day, which would have been Saturday, I went for a 5-mile run, came back to the pool, was hanging out with my twin 5-year-olds, my wife, Jess, and my brother, Jesse. See the symmetry there? And we were hanging out, and suddenly I just got like really dizzy and like vertigo, kind of like crazy dizzy and not feeling at all right. So I went and laid down. Like an hour later, I'm throwing up. hotel staff comes up and they're like, hey, do you want us to call the paramedics? And my first thought was like, hell no, because I didn't want my kids to see it. So Jesse helped me get up to the room, and I'm like, the paramedics were there in like 30 seconds. And they got the EKG monitors on me and all this. And I'm like, Jesse, take video, take pictures. Tom Ferry said take pictures and video of everything. So I ended up getting in the ambulance. I got selfies of me and belted in the stretcher. I got real time updates as I'm figuring out what's going on. The whole time I'm like, no idea, no clue. And I just keep taking videos. So you see me getting little snippets of information on our YouTube channel. I uploaded those videos, and finally to the point where I find out what I have. All right. And it's just like, oh, mofo. Videos of the next day, me having time to analyze what had happened. And, there's a million things going through your head at this point, right? You're thinking, okay, this is the instrument of my destruction. Well, as it turns out, this is the instrument of my liberation, because I have taken a kind of a hard ass approach to what it is that I'm facing, and have decided to own it. And own it like I have a choice, right? But own it and use this as a tool of not just my liberation, but other people's liberation. You have a philosophy. Like you start thinking about the afflictions that you have and things that are happening to you in life, and you have a choice. Like you really have a choice. You have a choice. Say, you know what? I can curl up in the fetal position. I can become a victim of circumstance. I can treat myself like someone who can't make decisions and can't go out and look for solutions, or I can choose the opposite path where I can say, I'm not a victim. I'm going to be the victor here. I'm someone who's not just going to go through it. I'm going to grow through this, but more importantly, through my experience, I'm going to share this with everybody I can, so they can understand what it is that happened to me. They can understand what I'm feeling, because you know what? When people find out they have, they have cancer, it kind of messes with your head a little bit. And I want to show people it's okay for it to mess with your head. It's okay to not know what the hell to say to your wife. It's okay to think, what the hell is this going to do to my business? It's okay to say, God, I don't know how to talk to my kids. I don't know how to do any of these things. Like I sure as hell didn't. Yeah, I just started making up as I went along. Jeremy, you have something to say.
Well, initially they misdiagnosed it.
Well, right. So the initial prognosis was pretty screwed up. They told my wife, and unbeknownst to me. So my initial reaction to the doctor, when she showed me the mass of the tumor, I'm like, okay, that's cool. I'm like, but I'm planning to leave here tomorrow, walking out of here, and I'm going to finish my vacation, and I'm going to deal with this when I get home. And she's like, well, you got to take this more seriously. I'm like, yeah, you know what? I am taking it seriously. I'm seriously going to have a really good time with my wife and kids, not to, so they're not like freaked out. And I'm like, there's no scenario I've looked at that tells me that freaking out is going to help. No possible scenario, no possible outcome where me freaking out and being emotional here and is going to help. I said, what I really want to do is I want to get some food because I haven't eaten all day, and I'd like to go to bed and get a good night's sleep. So that's what I did. I got a sandwich, some food, slept like a baby. And I knew in the morning, because in life, never do I make great decisions after 10 o'clock. And it was 10 o'clock. So, but look at my track record. I'm like,
put the gremlins to bed.
Yeah, put the damn gremlins to bed. Don't feed them and don't get them wet. So anyway, but meanwhile, unbeknownst to me, they tell my wife that I have a grade 4 glioblastoma, which is really, really bad. I have a glioma. Okay, Jeremy, glioma. Jeremy got me the whiteboard today. So anyway, so they tell my wife that. Well, finally, next day, I have no idea that she's thinking I'm going to be dead. They basically told her I had 3 to 12 months. And the next day, the neurosurgeon comes in and he's like, well, no, we can, just, maybe check it every, 5-6 months, you could go 10 years without any problems. We don't really know. So I'm just like, and meanwhile, Jess is like thinking this other thing. And she's like all relieved. I'm like, well, what did you think happened? And then she told me the story, and I'm like, oh. You thought Daddy was dead. Okay. That's why you were asking about the life insurance policy.
So you did not have a good night's sleep last night.
Yeah, you did not. And neither did my brother Jesse, who just, serendipitously decided to stay. And, this goes back to where I don't believe in coincidence. I believe that, things happen. Like there's an interconnectivity of things. And the fact that my brother Jesse ended up staying an extra day to hang out with us and then ended up staying another extra day to help watch the boys was to me, like a true gift and like almost miraculous. The fact that garlic has known anti-cancer qualities, attacks them at the stem cells, etc. There's an enzyme, and I won't get into the technical of it because I don't want people's eyes to gloss over. And the fact that my brother happens to grow garlic, is that a coincidence? I think not. I think not. So anyhow, so I've got this, this glioma, and I've had, part of what I'm trying to do is one, start this YouTube channel, right? And it's, the idea here is to draw people in and into my experience and expose to people, some different options for treatment. Now, I am not a doctor. I know I've used that line that I was in college a lot, but the fact is I'm not a doctor and I can't give medical advice. All I can do is share my experience and what I'm trying, and let's see what happens. That's all I'm trying to do. Look, there might be things you've never even thought of for treatment. There's things I haven't even thought of, I'm sure. And lots of people are making a lot of recommendations. And one thing you really got to be careful with is the noise that's out there, right? Like, because, there's people who are just going to try to sell you stuff that's basically not going to help you, right? It's snake oil. I do have snake juice with me because I have done the snake diet. And if you don't know what that is, you just wait. Check out my YouTube channel. So here's the deal. So I am on this mission to get people to start making healthier. Jeremy, are you really that bored? You're yawning?
I've been up since 3:30.
Are you working, I hope, right?
That's right.
All right. Well, Jeremy does work for me now too. So I'm an evil overlord. Not only am I overlord of trolls, I'm also overlord of all things good and kind in this world. No, good and kind. No, things nasty and cruel. But my goal here is to just expose people to like different options in treatment. Like, we all know we can do chemo, radiation, get a resection and, surgical things, but there are other options out there. And I intend to try every damn one of them because I don't want to have the surgery. Why do I not want to have the surgery? Well, here's the deal. Specifically, what got me looking for other options is this right here. You guys I'm pointing to my left frontal lobe. If you guys are listening to this on the podcast. So where the tumor sits, it's like a 4-centimeter tumor. It's like a small fist. And it sits right near the area that basically controls speech. All right. If they do a full resection, there's a pretty good chance, if I can't shrink this naturally, there's a pretty good chance they're going to leave me kind of messed up in the speech area for a while. And I know you guys love listening to my voice. It is so smooth and calming. I don't.
DJ voice, Scott.
What's that?
It's that late night FM DJ voice.
Of course. That's why you guys tune in. Anyway, yeah. No, but here's the problem. Like, I told the doctor, like, if you're going to take if I'm going to lose my ability to speak, you might as well kill me on the table. So then that got me thinking about, okay, what else can I do here? Well, first thing is I cut out sugar. I cut out carbs because, I don't want to make this all about cancer today, but this is important. I decided I'm going to have a healthier lifestyle. So what did I do? I go on an 8-day fast. I get hooked up with the snake diet, and I'm like, okay, Cole Robinson's like, okay, we got to fast this. We got to get this glucose out of your system because the cancer cells love glucose. And what I worked on is getting myself into ketosis, starting this ketogenic diet, because cancer cells find it incredibly hard to process ketones, which is what is the product of when your body goes in ketosis, you start burning fat. And I'm oversimplifying this, guys, because I don't want to get into this completely, that will be a different podcast and a different station. Check out my YouTube channel. I have all kinds of details. Go out there, subscribe, tell your friends. I go through using K9 dewormer. I talk about the ketogenic diets in detail. I'll continue.
Good time for a book recommendation, Scott.
A book recommendation. So,
just out of reach. Can't reach it. Where's Dram?
Oh yeah, this is where I got to be a little more prepared. But a book recommendation is Keto for Cancer, Miriam Kalamian. It's a great book. Talks about starting a ketogenic diet and different metabolic approaches to trying to starve the cancer. All right, and that's what you're trying to do when you're trying to deprive your body of glucose. There's a woman who cured her cancer. She worked for Merck. There's a K9 dewormer drug from Merck that she tested on mice that was apparently 100% effective, and then she got a grade 4 glioblastoma, and then she tried it on herself and cured her cancer. And there's a guy by the name of Joe Tippins out there who has a blog, My Cancer Story Rocks, and you can go out and see his blog, and he talks about what he did.
So what's with K9 dewormer that attacks your cancer cell?
I have no idea. I don't know. I mean, I didn't get into the science of it. I've read the.
Oh, you're
blog.
fixed with the taste right now.
Well, yeah. I mean, I do have K9 dewormer in my snake juice right now, but the cayenne pepper. Let me take a drink of this. Hold on. The cayenne pepper and the lemon juice and the apple cider vinegar
with
the mother does cut the taste. It's actually it's tasteless. I tried tasting it the other day. But it's funny what you'll be willing to do when you're faced with the instrument of your destruction. Like people are like, well, I would never do that. Well, when you're there, let me know. I mean, and, the big thing for me is defining my why and my purpose. And I have twin 5-year-old boys. I have a wife who mostly loves me, and except when I'm being an ass. But and they're great. That's why I need to live, right? I want to see my kids grow up. I want to see, other people's kids. I want to see my brother Jeremy grow up someday. But the reality is, but there's more to it than that. The YouTube channel, the real reason. There you go. There we go. There they are.
This is why we work, everybody. It's Scott's family on every PC.
We never forget. But but even I have a larger calling beyond that too, is through this journey. Like, again, why I'm inviting everybody in. I'm showing you what I'm trying, what I'm doing. Again, I'm not giving anybody medical advice, but I encourage everyone to take an active role in your health, to start making healthier lifestyle decisions, to understand what it is that you're putting into your body. And I'm the number one offender. I'm not judging anyone. My hypocrisy knows no limits. Doc Holliday, Tombstone, great movie. But I do encourage everyone, look at what you're eating, learn about what you're eating. There's a sugar addiction, there's a carbohydrate glucose addiction that a lot of people are suffering from. Look at intermittent fasting, look at a ketogenic diet, look at, what you can do. Take small steps, every week or month or whatever to kind of change your mindset to how you how food is in your life. This idea that we got to be constantly grazing all day is kind of malarkey. It's a family friendly show, but I was a grazer. My God, if you looked, I looked at my diet before. I like beer a lot too. God knows I had my share, and then like 18 other people's share in my life. So I don't know, Jeremy. What am I leaving out? I mean, I don't want to beat this to death, but
leaving already?
No. What am I leaving out of the cancer talk? Like,
I think. Hold on one second. I'm pulling up this website because I have an ad. But I think, a few of the things. Appreciate what you have, and don't take life for granted. Every morning you wake up, have a purpose, have a why, and fight for it every day. If you have a job you don't like, quit. Go find something that you like to do. If you don't like the people that you're hanging out with, go find some better people. Take advantage of what you have, because you might run into a time where you've got a 10-year life sentence. So if
I
you look
agree.
back at the last 40 years and you regret it, well, you better stop regretting your life that you have.
Yeah, why don't you go out and write your obituary today and see what's in it? Like if someone had to write your obituary and say what kind of life you lived, if you start writing that and you start crying by the time you get to the second paragraph because you have so many regrets, stop writing your obituary and then start writing down the things you want to change about your life and who you want to be. Like there's a trip. I remember I was getting a haircut 2-3 months ago and we were talking about, we're talking about going to California, my daughter and I, and we just, we can't go to California. And I'm like, what the hell? Like, it's like you can figure out like by skipping a coffee a week. I'm like, I told her, or it was her daughter and her fiance said no or whatever. I'm like, well, number one, ditch that bum. I mean, it's a couple grand, fly out and get a decent hotel. I'm like, and go book the tickets today, like, and figure it out. Like, I mean, that's your dream. What the hell is stopping you from achieving that? And then what about gratitude? Like I have like gratitude focus. Every single day now, I just have gratitude for the fact that, look, I think of the people whose lives were extinguished in a moment, right? Like, and I talk about this a lot in on the YouTube channel, but like I've been given the gift of life. Like however many days I have until I'm gone, I've had to actually face the end. And it's like, how the hell can I not be, have gratitude for every minute that I have left? Who knows how long that's going to be? Whether, like I said, it's going to be a great story if I cure this thing, metabolically through nutrition and canine dewormer. And I'm not drinking my own pee yet, but
and garlic.
Garlic. Yeah, most importantly, garlic.
Your garlic guy. Your garlic guy.
At your garlic guy on Instagram, right?
Yeah.
What's the Facebook?
It's at your garlic guy.
At your garlic guy. At your garlic guy.
But I will say this: we're putting together a team to run this some people will be running it. I'll probably not be. I'll be jogging. It's the Breakthrough for Brain Tumor 5K. That's going to be in St. Paul next Saturday morning. I believe it's at 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock a.m. So late enough for everybody to make it. But that website is abta.org/get-involved/BT5K/. So if you'd like to spend some time with Scot, you can join in. Go to that website.
Well, don't tell them I'm going to be there. They might not, then they're not going to show up.
If you like to spend some time with your garlic guy, you could definitely.
There you go.
There will be several hats that you can wear to partake, and maybe I'll even bring some garlic braids. But you can go to that website. The first light blue box on the left says Twin Cities, Saturday, October 12th. You can click on that button there. If you can't make it to the run, you can certainly make a donation to Team Tumor Tales. Click that big, bright orange button that says donate, or you could register and sign up to be a part of our team. If you sign up, please let me or Scott know. We'll get you a t-shirt, a Tumor Tales t-shirt, which looks awesome, designed by Aaron Fruit.
Awesome. That is a great commercial.
That was my sexy FM radio.
I love it. And keep in mind too, this is going to be published on our podcast, the Real Estate World podcast. And I know it's not a lot of real estate so far today, but go in and subscribe to that. There is good red meat in our podcast. We bring the fire every single week, guaranteed. Yeah. So the another thing I want to just throw a plug in, St. Jude's charity I wanted sponsored on my birthday. Thank you everyone who's donated so far. I think we've raised almost $3,000. I'm going to put in $1,500 myself. Again, you think about you have it bad. Well, okay, I'm going to go present a check to St. Jude's for just the $1,500 part on top of what's getting sent to them through Facebook. So anybody who still wants to donate, even $5, like $5, it's a latte, and just, please. I know everyone asks you for money all the time, people. I get it, but I'm only going to ask you like 500,000 more times. I promise. So anyway, and
if you figure out when you're going, that would be an awesome time for people to just come with you and show their support. I think
Right.
kids, patients at the hospital would appreciate anybody just showing up and bringing in some balloons, bringing in some laughs, and lightening up the mood.
Right. I think that for us, I'm looking at making like more of a commitment to doing a more regular visit. I know that there's some things you have to do with scheduling and stuff that I'm working out, but anyway, I just really appreciate everyone who's shown their support, monetarily, also people who've just spiritually and sent really nice, kind words to me. I'm trying to respond to everybody as time allows. I have some voicemails that have been sitting there for a couple of days, and I want to get back to those too. I'm doing the best I can, and it's sometimes a slow process. So, with that, Jeremy, any updates from the land of the trolls? I don't feel like I've been trolled much lately since the. Oh, hey, we got a special guest.
Oh my God!
Yeah, checking in from Phoenix, Arizona, Jesse Picard. Speaking of trolls,
It's your mini horse guy.
speaking of trolls, now Jesse, you were
Holy shit, that was on cue.
he's muted. That's awesome. I'll unmute you quick. Jesse, this is actually a great segue. Disruptor segment. We're gonna jump right into it. All right. Can you hear us, Jesse?
I can't. Sorry, I just got done doing a testimonial video with Garrett, and I've just got in my car. So
All right. Well, don't crash.
Minnesota, driving while zooming.
I am not driving. I am not driving.
Somebody called the highway patrol. Anyway, Jesse, your name came up a couple weeks ago. We were talking in our disruptor segment, and just kind of how bitter you were about a certain disruptor. I mean, it was like, Jeremy, can you pull out the proverbial couch here so we can help exercise maybe some demons with Jesse Picard from Phoenix, Arizona, not flyover country, but you had a transaction with a company called Offerpad?
It was Offerpad.
And they're not here in flyover country yet. Open Door is. And oh, by the way, my Open Door deal, I don't know if I talked about it, but that thing blew up.
What happened?
You mentioned it.
God. It just, they said, oh, there's too much work to do. Like something ridiculous. They're not going to have time to do all the work. It was just a dumb way to end it. It just ended with a whimper. And I was always suspicious that it would. And just, I don't know. I just don't like how it ended. Just left a bad taste in my mouth. But whatever, be that as it may. It's not cancer. But Jesse, talk about Offerpad, because you were bitter. And
it was the whole thing was, look, real estate does not need to be complicated. It doesn't have to be. And what I got so upset. We were actually in Laguna Beach. I'm trying to spend some time with you guys, with you, your wife, and my nephews, your twins. But what happened was I did a final walkthrough on Sunday. We were set to close on Friday. And I did a final walkthrough on Sunday. They agreed to do some repairs in the garage, rewire to fix it, blah, blah, blah. Well, they cut some holes in the drywall. And I was like, hey, guys, I told them Sunday, you left a couple holes gaping open. Can you just patch them? And notified them, sent them the final walkthrough form. I believe I notified them, like, okay, we'll get our guys on it. I followed up Monday or Tuesday and said, hey guys, what's the status? Just want to make sure we're closing on Friday. Do you have it on the schedule? We're still waiting to hear from this person. His person follow up on Wednesday. Oh, we're still waiting for this person. Blah blah blah. And so I'm like, well, my husband Brian was going to do the final walkthrough Thursday at 5 p.m. Hey guys, do you have it done yet? Well, we're still trying to reach this. So finally, I'm getting so freaking annoyed. I called them up, or first of all, I had to go through a goose chase to find a phone number to actually talk to someone. There's no phone number.
Gosh, you're bitter now just talking about it. It was like a month ago.
It was so pointless. And then finally, I get a hold of a lady, and she's like, well, I'm trying to reach this person. The supervisor to reach that person. I can't figure out this person. So guess what? We're gonna hold up closing because we don't close until all the repairs are done. And like, what? I'm like, so you were notified 5 days ago of a simple repair to be done, and you can't get a hold of someone to get the repairs done. You don't even know the status of it. And then now you're gonna hold my client hostage that they're willing to close because it's drywall. But I said, imagine if my client was in a moving truck right now and their lease was up on their apartment today. and we're closing tomorrow. And now you're going to hold them up in a U-Haul that they may have to rent another place to incur expenses to pay for a U-Haul for over a weekend because you can't get a simple repair done of drywall patching. I said, imagine that to be the truth. And I told them, I said, what if it is the truth? And I'm like, I said, this is not the only option. I said, here are some other options. You let them close. And then I called the title company after the title company's notary talked smack about me, about how I was responsible, you should be talking to your agent about this because I couldn't be there. I'm in California. And I'm like, so I let loose in the title company. I'm like, are you kidding me? These are the people that are representing you. But anyway, back to Offerpad. I'm like, no. I said, here's what you can do. You can have $1,000 held up in escrow or pick a number that's appropriate. And I said, you guys get a week to fix this. I already gave you notice 5 days ago and you can't get it done. I said, you take a week to fix it. If you can't get it done, you release $1,000 to the buyer. Done.
Yeah, Jesse, could you pull your car over? We're a little nervous right now.
I was pissed. I'm sorry. I'm like, I tell them.
Do you have a caregiver that's nearby? Because I'm might be seeing like a heart attack or a.
I was so upset because I'm like, guys. I said I am not your enemy. I said I refer to your businesses. I said I feel we just got out of Tom Ferry Summit, and I truly told him, I said, I'm your advocate of working with you. I refer business to you and or Open Door, and I put that in my business model. I said I am not your enemy, but I'm like, you have to really look at your system right now, because if we have to go through all this crap and now you want to hold my client hostage, I said, this is your reputation, not mine. And I said, the truth will come out. But I said, if we have to go through all this crap, your model is flawed.
Sounds like you needed Chris Voss. You had a hostage situation there.
It was so crazy. It was so unnecessarily complicated, so unnecessarily stressful. And I told the title company, I said, look,
I'm stressed just hearing about it right now.
I was so pissed because it was taking time away from me with my nephews and you and Jess. I'm like, here we are. I'm wasting my time. You're wasting your time. Title company's getting their time wasted because you can't fix 2 freaking drywall holes. Really?
We need to give credit to the violin music. That was actually not the world's smallest violin. That was Mr. Krabs' smallest violin hardcore remix. That's
I love it. I love it. So anyway, so it closed, right?
It did close that day. They did get the drywall repairs. Oh, it was also funny because the title company said that the Offerpad was communicating with the title company to give them updates, and they were not communicating with me. I'm like, I call the title company, like, how do you know this stuff? I'm like, I am trying to get answers from them, and they're not getting back to me. What the hell is going on? And then I felt bad for the title company. I said, look, I get how this whole thing works. You guys get you're back against the wall to close these deals. And I said, well, they won't release seller signed documents until the repairs are done. So I'm like, I said, you guys have documents? Well, we do have documents, but the repairs aren't done. I'm like, okay.
All right. We gotta rein you in here. In the interest of time, like, you know, we just dropped half our viewers here because they're like watching this guy like have a nervous. Feisty. So here's the deal.
Oh, are we live?
We're live.
Yeah,
we're very live.
Hi guys.
This is gonna be on the. It's going to be on the Happy Hooves.
I think I need to go home and get some horse therapy.
Yeah, but I think you're going to be the number one client of your own nonprofit right now. Holy cow. Epic. So anyway, you're not a fan of Offerpad. Open Door, you've had better experiences with?
I just closed a transaction this week.
And those of you who are not familiar, Offerpad, Open Door, they're iBuyers. You know, they buy like institutional buyers. They buy houses. Sometimes they fix them up to resell. I think that's kind of their model always. Sometimes, do they rent ever? Are you aware of? I don't know. No. To be honest,
I don't see any rentals of theirs. No.
We featured. I think we featured Open Door in episode 2, maybe. I don't know. I've been talking about them, Open Door, on like pretty much everyone because I had that transaction I was in the middle of. So anyway, Disruptor, Offerpad, they may or may not be in the Twin Cities market, but I know they're in a lot of markets throughout the country. Probably we got a raving fan, super fan, Jesse Picard.
Oh my God!
Yeah,
no, I just closed one with Open Door this week. I think it was my 3rd or 4th one with Open Door. And aside from one transaction, I've had great experiences with Open Door, and this last one being the most recent, a great experience. Really, really good. So my Open Door, good job.
Well, just real quick, I want to mention another. I guess, well, maybe we won't go there yet, but I think we'll just do, Jesse, I appreciate you coming on. We're going to welcome you to stay on. Offerpad, not a ringing endorsement.
No.
Jeremy, I don't know if you've got any care to bring up any of the stats on Offerpad, but they really. They're not in this market. I don't, like they're probably, I think I don't know, a dozen or more off markets in the greater world or whatever, the United States. So I think we can move off them. I mean, I don't see a lot. These iBuyers, I do want add one thing. I think we're going to see some consolidation of a lot of them. I know there were some iBuyer models that were around 2-3 years ago, and some of those companies have consolidated or changed their business model. Real estate wars. There's another one here with Compass, and I just I think we just segue into it. Real estate Now there's a fight. There's a guy by the name of Avi Dorfman. And again, in flyover country, we don't have a lot of Compass talk. But, this guy was claimed he was instrumental in the founding of high-profile brokerage Compass, and he's suing him for $200 million. And it's just, I just feel like, Compass has gotten, it's valued at $6.4 billion. I think they've got 11 or 12,000 agents. They've raised more than over $1 billion from the Japanese investment firm SoftBank, who also owns WeWork, and it's just crazy. I think Realogy suing Compass, Zillow and Compass just settled out of court for a bunch of money. For one side poaching the other's people. So this is just interesting to me because there's so much money floating around in these big real estate firms. There's this space race, if you will, to try to gain market share. And what's ironic is a lot of these companies, they don't make any money. It's the affiliated businesses that are making all the money, or they're making their money on the technology fees. Because, in real estate right now, the models have shifted so much in favor of the real estate agent. I mean, my own brokerage, we'll do 100% plans with agents and monthly fees and transaction fees and stuff like that. So, I mean, I get it firsthand. I mean, it's not a hugely popular line of business to be in as the broker, especially when you start considering all your expenses and your potential liabilities if agents go out and start making a lot of mistakes and stuff. So it's just interesting to me to watch this, because, Compass having the valuation of $6.4 billion. Meanwhile, you've got a company like Realogy, who's got tons of brands, 100,000 agents plus, I believe, worldwide. And I think, I don't know what their market cap is today, but I think it was valued around 500 million or something. So you don't quote me on that figure. I haven't checked the value as of today. And I keep asking myself and anybody else who's around me, what's going to happen, when we have a correction in this market? Because, again, people ask me all the time, well, is the market peaked? I would argue we're either peaked or plateaued right now. What happens if, what's keeping us going are low interest rates. What happens when rates go up a point? And I keep saying that for years, but it hasn't happened yet. Like, Jesse, do you have any thoughts, insights on that? Oh, you're quiet. Did you get muted? You got muted. Hold on.
Yep, you got muted.
Hold on. We definitely wanted to mute you.
I just switched screens. It says very bitter about Offerpad.
Yeah, that's you.
I'm over it. But
okay, I'll change it.
You picked that scam. I thought I healed though. No, I don't know. That's a good question. I'm not sure how your market is up there, but I think we might see a little correction in Phoenix of values. Just having a conversation with someone about this week. But I don't think with our market, with us being, the number one county in the country of people moving here, with all the expansion, all the development going on, God, what did I read about Arizona being the number one? I can't remember all the stats, but anyway, just a huge influx of people daily here. So I think our demand is going to stay strong. Our inventory is like the lowest it's been for, God, since 2000. What was it? I can't remember. Over a decade. I mean, our inventory is so low, so I think our demand is going to continue to keep us steady and strong. But I do still think we'll have a little correction, but I don't think it's going to be that noticeable.
Yeah, and I always feel like the outlying areas get hit first, right? And then these metropolitan markets. I don't think we're going to see anything like 2008. I believe it's a natural market cycle for there to be small corrections, and a lot of times the longer you go, the more severe the corrections are. I mean, I've seen a lot of loans that are starting. A lot of loan programs that sure look like subprime to me again. We had that whole fiasco. So you start seeing, zero down, no income verification.
No credit check.
Yeah, no credit check.
Okay, that one scares me. No credit check. The whole zero down doesn't bother me as much because our rents have gotten up so high around here that it's like, well, if you've got a little bit for savings and reserves and want to keep in reserves versus zero down, okay, when rents are out of control here, but it's actually probably appropriate for the area. But anyway, blah blah blah.
Nobody can predict. I mean, but I tell investors all the time, like, well, now is probably the time to sell. I mean, if you're thinking about selling next 2 years, sell now. People are like, well, should I buy? I'm like, well, it really depends on the deal and depends on your situation too. Like, you're buying a house to live in. Well, think about the question I get a lot is, well, am I going to make money on this? I'm like, well, if you're buying a property to make money, buy an investment property, buy a multi-unit. If you're buying a property to live, I mean, yeah, over time, I mean, if you live there long enough, you'll pay it off and it'll appreciate. But, in the short run, who knows? If it's 2 years from now, I don't know. Like, no one can predict that. But, when I've always had to maintain, look, you have two houses. One's 300,000, one's 320. The one for 320 is like, you can hit 19 of the 20 things you want. The one for 300, you can hit 14. You buy the one for 320 because you're gonna have a higher quality of life, and it's really hard to quantify that, right? Like if I'm happier living in a house, that makes me better in all areas of my life, right? So that's an investment in my happiness, and my wife's happiness, and my kids' happiness, and that propels you in life, right? So if you're having a better quality of life, well, yeah, it's a great investment. It's a great investment. You
probably going to produce more in your business.
Right. And that's what you got to think. Like, someone just wants a deal, they want the cheapest house they can get, and the cheapest house, go buy a house with wheels, buy a trailer house. But, you can back your truck up and move anytime you want. But and that's not making fun of people in trailer houses, or maybe it is. I don't know. But
to buy one.
I grew up we grew up, first 6 years of my life was in a trailer house. So that might explain a few things. I mentioned we were very poor growing up yet. Have I mentioned that to anybody?
Here comes the world's smallest violin again.
Yeah, well, we were on a lot of government programs growing up, and we grew up in a trailer house. So probably how I got the tumor. But some people, they want the cheapest commission, they want the cheapest this, the cheapest that, and it's like, at the end of the day, like, I'm not saying you should pay more than what is reasonable, but come on, you got to live there. Like, I happen to love my house, right? Because I've made it a home, and I don't know if I'm going to make money. I'm probably not. Like, I don't care. Like, I love living there. It makes me happy. It makes my wife happy. It makes my kids happy. Like, what the hell? Why do I care if I spend an extra $10,000 or $20,000 over 30 years?
Happy until you play basketball with me there.
I don't think you guys have ever beat me.
I don't think you've ever beaten me
on home court. Anyway, so that's, I don't know how we got in the weeds here off the Compass thing, but I just see all this money, like the Compass thing, not a great real estate wars segment today, because I didn't really get into it because I don't really care who wins that lawsuit, to be honest. But I just think what's fascinating about it is just the amount of money Compass has raised, the market capitalization that they have based on other more established companies. And, I know people can say, well, they have a better business model, blah, 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 blah. Fine, whatever. It's just, to me, it seems a little disproportionate right now. And then just all like the lawsuits they're in, like what, like, what is everybody suing company right now? I just want to back up, just, take a segue. Number one, gratitude to everybody who's, listens to our podcast, all our clients of our, property management company, which is doing awesome, our real estate brokerage, which is doing awesome. The people who have been supportive with, realizing that, I've got the brain tumor. Again, please go out to Tumor Tales on YouTube, subscribe to it. I'm doing daily updates on like different treatments that I'm doing and different things I've learned. I'm going to talk about, ketogenic diets, dirty keto, clean keto. I'm actually going to show you how to use take your blood glucose test. I might do that one tonight, live on YouTube, and a ketone test, a little $50 monitor that I bought. It's actually kind of cool. And then, we're going to talk about, different kinds of fasting, real easy fasts, longer term fast, dry fast, all kinds of topics. How do you talk to kids about cancer? I did that today. Just everything. Like, what do you do about insurance? You should buy life insurance now, guys. If you don't, I'm going to bring on somebody in the insurance, the financial planning, and talk about that. I might bring that same person on this show, and we're going to talk about real estate in terms of like, how do you hedge against real estate, investments and stuff? Because I'm heavily leveraging real estate, and I'm also in the markets too. So lots of great topics. Again, I appreciate everyone. Appreciate all the donations to St. Jude's. Jeremy, I appreciate you for coming on. Jesse, appreciate you for gracing us with that epic rant. It was so good.
I can't believe oh my God.
Yeah, you got set up and you needed it. And then Andy Dram, who's on camera today, our producer. He has made this possible. Thank you guys for staying late on a Friday.
We got one more ad though. Since the beginning of this week, our 5K participation has improved by 50%. So we've had quite a few more members planning on joining us for next Saturday's run. That's Saturday, October 12th in St. Paul. The Breakthrough for Brain Tumor 5K. Love to see you all there. I plan on running very fast and setting some world records, and I hope that you could come and join and watch me do that, and also support Scott.
Yeah, pre-Fontaine. Get free.
And then really quick, I briefly was talking to Scott earlier, but obviously I'm not going to be able to make it to Minneapolis, but I've got a polo clinic I'm doing at 9, but I just realized 9 o'clock your time is 7 o'clock my time, so I'm inviting anyone who wants to join me for my own 5K in front of my house or wants to support Tumor Tales team. We're going to do it at 7 o'clock, which will be the same time, and maybe we can do a Facebook Live and do a 5K.
We will do a Facebook Live, no question about it. It might be an epic failure, but we're going to do it anyhow. I love it. I love it. Thank you, Jesse. And, everyone, we really want to, try to build awareness, not just for brain cancer, but for all cancers. I will be wearing this pink hat, running races. We were doing the turkey trot in Phoenix. We're taking the caravan down to Phoenix to see Jesse. We'll all be running the Lifetime, whatever they call it, the Turkey Day 5K or whatever, Turkey Trot. And we'll all be wearing the pink brain hats. I'm getting one for everyone. I'll try to bring extras next Saturday. I ordered a bunch of them. And, this is like, if nothing else, you guys, check out the kids, St. Jude's, Children's Miracle Network. These are all like truly worthy causes. They're awesome causes. I will be supporting the hell out of these causes. And I'm going to swear now, shut your volume off if you don't hate it. I'm going to be fighting this like a motherfucker over the next fucking however long it takes to beat this son of a bitch. So, and I'm going to do it not just for me. I'm doing it for my family. I'm doing it for my brothers who are on the call today. And everybody else out there who's suffering from the same affliction or a similar affliction. I don't care. Maybe it's diabetes. Maybe it's whatever the hell it is. And building awareness for some adaptive therapies, alternate therapies, other ways, that you can help create healthier lifestyles through nutrition. And that's a cause that's very important to me. And trust me, I was the biggest shithead when it came to, poor life choices. Like I was the poster boy. If you said, hey, what's the wrong way to do it? For a lot of my life, that was me. And I know, so I'm not going to judge anybody about your choices, but I am going to encourage you to try to make better choices. And through my YouTube channel, the podcast. We'll be starting another podcast. We're talking about lifestyle choices and stuff. I'll be demoing products that I feel, using natural ingredients, foods. And, I'm not a hypocrite. Like, I know I was a complete, shitbag when it came to a lot of poor decisions, drugs, alcohol, whatever you name it.
I can vouch for that.
And you know what? I don't have regrets. I'm not feeling sorry for myself or feeling bad about it. But I mean, what I'm saying is I'm not judging anybody. So, but I am going to try to help you get healthy if you want to.
So I want to say one thing really quick, because you mentioned St. Jude's, and I'm going to shout this out on every airwave that I get an opportunity to do it. But if anyone out there knows, obviously you guys know my therapy horse is Happy Hooves. I'm trying to get into Phoenix Children's Hospital to visit the kids who are fighting cancer, fighting whatever disease for their lives. So getting in these hospitals is not easy. So if anyone has any contacts at Phoenix Children's or the Mayo, those are the two hospitals that are, I used to work at the Mayo, but those two hospitals, I want to get in there so I can do more therapy work, especially for these kids, because those kids are just, oh my God, it just breaks my heart. So anyway, that's my testimony. That's my reach out for anyone who's got contacts there. I am doing therapy tomorrow morning at Bethesda for assisted living people, but I want to get to see those kids.
Awesome. Yeah, Jesse, you got a great cause that you're created down there. A great organization that you have, and it's commendable, and I love you for it, man. I appreciate you. I appreciate what you're doing. I can't wait to see you. I could see you a couple times in the next 6 weeks, Jeremy.
And a link to that, to Jesse's YouTube channel, Happy Hooves, will be in the description, as well as Tumor Tales and our 5K race next week.
Awesome.
Nice.
Well,
one quick question for Jeremy on that 5K thing. So if people want to make a donation, I just put that link on there for, was it the link for Brain, and then they just type in our team name, Tumor Tales.
Jeremy can you put the he'll put it in the notes in the comment section. Okay. Or in the
it's a breakthrough for Brain Tumors 5K. It's Tumor Tales. So the link that I posted, there should be a register on the left hand side and a donate button on the right. So should be.
And keep in mind, whenever you're going to listen to this the podcast, or if you watch this 3 months from now, you can still donate. Like, these are just events we have coming up soon. We're going to keep doing them. Like I said, I've committed that I will run a 5K every month somewhere, even in December, January, February, March in Minnesota when it is not very nice. I'm going to run it. I'm going to be wearing the pink hat, and I'm going to try to, build awareness again. It's, brain cancer specifically, it's one of the more rare cancers. Doesn't get a ton of attention like some of the others do, but that's okay. I'm a supporter of all, everyone with cancer or even in other chronic illnesses. So with that, I just want to, we just want to recap. Last week we talked about, Amazon Turnkey. Go back, check that one. We did the Belly of the Beast a couple weeks prior. I think this is our 7th podcast. This will be uploaded onto Libsyn and syndicated here, over the weekend. For people who aren't watching this live, check out our podcast, check out our charities, check out the YouTube channel Tumor Tales, Jesse's Happy Hooves, and of course, if you want to support a property management company, real estate company, check out Verde Property Management. We just rebranded that. With that, we are going to sign off. I want to get home. These guys, Jesse is God knows where right now, probably like driving off a bridge. But that's okay. Just take video while you're doing it.
At least I didn't drive my white van, because I'd have some neighbors looking at me with some very suspicious sitting in front of their houses.
All right.
Are your windows blacked out, Jesse?
They are not.
Oh my God. The braying of the lambs. Anyway, so with that, guys, thank you. Thank you everyone for tuning in. I know we went long today, but that's what we do. For nothing else, we're long. With that,
it's not just the tip.
I think we
might didn't come for just the tip.
Real quick.
You came for the whole damn thing.
Yeah, I don't even give you the shaft. But we're gonna put Alec's interview on from Tom Ferry after this. I think we want to do that. And then next week, I'm bringing the fire. We're not gonna talk much cancer next week. Next week, I've got a special disruptor. I've got an awesome real estate wars segment. I'm bringing the heat. I mean, I'm just telling you, I'm fired up. I've got so much like aggression, like just ready to boil over next week. So
We should talk about prospecting next week.
yeah, my
We
favorite
got some good
topic.
subjects for the real estate.
Yeah, this is going to be
crowd out
red
there.
meat for those professionals, real estate professionals, sales professionals, or just people who are trying to be better in life. So make sure you tune in next week. Thank you, everyone, for this week. Andy, Jeremy, Jesse. I am Scott Picard. This is the Real Estate World Podcast. Love you all, and we're out of here. I'm here with, this is Scott Picard, Real Estate World Podcast, your founder and host here at the Tom Ferry Success Summit, Anaheim, California, somewhere in 2019, August, was it 15th?
I believe so.
All right. This has been a great experience so far, and we have the pleasure of having Alec VanDyke. He is a realtor.
Yes.
From where?
South Florida area. So I work West Palm Beach, north up to Port St. Lucie.
Okay.
A pretty large area.
So if someone wants to get a hold of you, how do they get a hold of you?
Instagram, Facebook. My phone number's on my cards. I got phone number 772-349-5936.
Okay.
I'm with Remax's Stewart, and I specialize.
Well, we're not going to hold that against you.
Oh no. I specialize with investments.
Okay.
I'm financial major out of college, economics, and it's what I love to do. So I'm a numbers guy.
So when you say investments, you sell quant, or you sell whole life insurance policies to
No.
elderly people because of the big
basically-
commissions, or what? Tell them about your investments.
My
Talk
investment
about
properties, I work with guys anywhere from buying, they want to flip a small house, to they want to buy multiple apartment buildings, you know?
Yep.
Like, I've been in the business for 3 months, about to be 4 months, and fell in my lap, crazy story. I listed a short sale for $70,000. Piece of trash house, honestly. Couldn't get any worse. A guy calls me from Miami saying he's interested in looking at it. He's an investor, wants to build his portfolio. He has a bunch up north. So we start talking. That house didn't work out for him, but I'm like, well, what else can I do for you? What are you looking for? He said, he told me I have 37 doors in North Carolina. So I have a pretty large portfolio. I'm trying to bring it down to
For
Florida.
those of you who don't understand what Alec just said, doors is also synonymous for units.
Yes,
the pros
units.
say doors. If you hear someone talking doors, you know the guy's a baller.
Yeah.
So anyway, go ahead.
So
I'm
he's like,
sorry.
yeah, I have 37 doors up in North Carolina. Just moved down to South Florida and looking to build some stuff down here. I'm like, okay. So I found him a building with 5 units. And I'm like, this is perfect. I mean, 5 units going from one house, it's 70,000 to 5 units. I'm like, that's a pretty big jump up. And he calls, he's like, no, I want bigger. It's like, I want bigger. I'm like, okay, well, first of all, before we step into this,
You sound like Jeremy's wife a little
Yeah.
bit. Accurate.
we're gonna need something. I need something to prove, like, because this guy could be a total liar. You know, just wants to
Right.
waste my time.
Yeah, we know what they say about buyers.
Yeah.
They're liars.
Yeah. So I'm like, okay, give it some. So I made him sign a buyer's agreement and proof of funds, and he's all good to go. Now, went from a $70,000 piece of shit house to now $4 million cash, 15-unit apartment complex.
No way.
Cash. We're working out a deal right now, negotiating some stuff around, and
Awesome.
It's insane.
That's happening right now?
yes, currently right now I'm in negotiations for a 15-unit apartment complex.
That's balls. Like,
Yeah.
seriously, you were at the conference, and we spent the evening with Alec last night.
Oh, it
so
got a little-
yeah, it got a little funky, and
Got a little funky on the couch here. I think I just saw you get hard, Scott.
yeah. Well, guys making money and bringing down a big deal. It's nothing excites me like people who are hustling and actually not just hustling, but doing purposeful work and then seeing the results. It's awesome. That's something that needs to be celebrated, and
Yeah.
we're gonna do that. We're gonna celebrate tonight.
Oh yeah. I mean, for me, it's like, the second I got my license, I told everyone, all my friends, when I was studying to get my license, I'm like, once I pass this test, like, you guys aren't gonna see me. I'm gonna be working my ass off. So
Yeah.
I'm not here to fuck around.
So, what? Let's tangential to that statement. Like, you're here in Anaheim.
Yes.
Is this your first summit, or
My
have you?
first event.
Okay. Ours too, actually.
Okay.
Like 20 years in the business. I've been watching Tom Ferry forever. And finally, thanks to Rick Cheever, my Elite Plus coach, I got to give a shout out to Rick. He's like, Scott, get off your ass and get to Summit.
Yep.
He's like, he's like, did you go to Elite Plus thing? I'm like, no. He's like, what the hell's your problem? he's like, get to these events, and I'm like, well, it's just another conference. I'm just gonna screw around. No, it's been incredible, and I want to hear what your impressions are.
I love it. Like, this is the best networking I've ever done in, like, at all. Like, back home, I go to public places, I just push my name out there. But here, it's like last night I had a stack of cards, probably 200 cards in my pocket from people I met. I just go and talk to everyone.
Yeah, you're fearless.
I think the biggest question is, how many people did you not talk to last night?
Not much. If I walked by you, I was probably saying, I was walking up to you and saying my name, like, I'm Alec, nice to meet you.
Yeah, it was incredible to watch. Like, Jeremy's the same way as you, Alex. Like, you guys are, it might surprise you, but I'm a little shy sometimes.
I could never guess that.
Yeah,
You're crazy.
but you guys were like my idols last night. Alec and Jeremy is like, it was like the two of the four horsemen of the apocalypse, just like rolling through like every bar and happy hour and party we went to. It was beautiful. So first summit, what is the besides me, who's left the most positive impression on you so far?
Well, I saw Debbie Holloway yesterday speaking, and I told you I'm a numbers guy, and she's the first speaker I saw that really went in depth.
Is she a 10?
She's a 10.
Okay,
so
good.
She went deep. She went deep into the numbers of how to maximize your profits, which I really loved.
Yeah.
I mean, most people here are telling you, like, it's what you got to do this, do that. But she actually pulled the numbers out, showed you what's working and how to do it, which everyone's doing that. But I like how in-depth she went in one certain area.
Yeah, she's not faking it. Like,
she's legit. And she's also an investor, too. She has multiple properties in Kentucky, I believe, where she's from.
Yeah, so Debbie, she's like what is her role in the organization? I should know this.
She's a coach. I think she's one of
the top
coaches,
dogs, right?
Yeah,
she's like the lead dog, And go ahead, Jeremy.
Well, and for those that are listening, which exact breakout session was that? Was that the how to maximize profits for your business?
Yes.
So for those that have signed up for the podcast for the Tom Ferry Summit, check that out.
And you can get access to all the breakout sessions, the main event that Tom speaks at. I think it's $199. If you're not a coaching client, it's $99. If you are a coaching client, I actually paid for it, or had my office pay for it. Of course, I paid $199. So the $99, which I'm like, guys, Tom doesn't need a tip. I mean, he got one from us, but anyway. But it's you have access to all the content after.
Oh, I think it's totally worth it. Yeah, I've heard about the deal. I think it's totally worth it to do that.
What is the one thing you wanted to take away from the conference when you came? Did you have a plan, or was it just meet a bunch of people or party your ass off?
My plan is to come out here and just talk to people, can communicate, bounce ideas back and forth. That's what I like. Because everyone here they want to help everyone, Yeah. Because no one's in the same market. No one's really competing with one another. So everyone's open to share ideas and what's working for them, what's not working for them, which I think is great.
It is funny because some people, if they're in your market, you'll walk up to them, like their butthole pucker up like a snare drum because they're like, I don't want to tell you what I'm doing. And when you go to some conferences, but we met a guy, Ryan Luthi, who I knew, but we never actually hung out. He's in our market, and we had a great conversation about what we're doing and what we think could help each other. And we're going to go back and connect. And it's funny, we had to go to goddamn Anaheim to finally meet.
Yeah.
But
an agent that's 10 miles away from you.
Yeah, like literally in our same market as us and same clientele. And I'm like, I have no fears sharing everything I know with this guy since we're out here. It's a mindset change. It's phenomenal. So, all right, we're going to do a little yes, Jeremy?
Well, there's one thing, speaking of sharing information, you had some pretty cool stories yesterday about closing down businesses for rental units, rental properties, and not only representing the buyer, but also becoming a partner with the buyer.
Yes.
Why don't you tell that story? Because that really struck a chord.
I'm trying to promote. This is a newer thing I'm trying to put out there. Is investors, if you're an agent and the guy comes to you, he's like, I want a 12% cap rate, which is incredible. You're not going to find that really anywhere. And if you find that as an agent, you're not going to go hand it off to someone else. You're going to want to buy it yourself, right? Most agents are going to buy it themselves. So investors come to you saying, I want all these crazy dreams, I want all this stuff. They should just be aware. Most agents are going to take the good stuff from themselves,
Yep.
So my thing is I want to say, don't hire an agent, hire a business partner. So I come in with you put the money up, I'll throw some money in there, I'll cut my commission, totally free commission, nothing in there. And then we'll be business are 50-50. We'll go in together, and that's how it works. So, and I'll do all the work for you. You just put the money down. I'll find the property. I'll rent the property. I'll renovate the property and renovate it. I'll do everything. You're just the guy in the back, and I'm the guy in front doing all the work for you.
No, that's a great strategy. And there was a guy in our market space like 30, 40 years ago did exactly that. With the team, he would find the properties. His equity was the fact he was out there doing the work and finding the properties. The guy's like worth about $50 or $100 million now, because these guys had the capital, but they didn't have the knowledge and the time, like what you're doing right now. You have the knowledge. You're out on the street. You can't buy it all, but if you have partnerships, you probably can.
Exactly.
You know?
For me, I'm fresh out of college. I'm broke as hell,
Yeah.
I don't got the money to go buying properties. I think it's funny because...
But you got the hustle.
Yeah, I think it's funny. I think it's funny because I still live at home. I mean, I just came out of college. I live at home with my parents, but I own an investment property.
Right.
Like, how many people you know, it's like you're living with your parents, but you own investment properties. That's pretty incredible.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
It's like, take advantage of that. I mean, as long as you can, and at some point, 2 years from now, you'll have a free house.
Exactly.
And your friends will be renting it. They'll be renting from you probably. So no, this is awesome. So I have we like to do a couple things here on every podcast. So I want you to close your eyes. Jeremy, don't do that.
I'll step away.
Just kidding. Close your eyes, and what is the one word you think of when you hear Tom Ferry?
Commitment.
Commitment.
We're committed.
I like it. Say more. Tell us more. More. He's committed to what?
Committed. He hustles. Tom Ferry's my first event, and after the first day, I think it was a half day, we just heard Tom speak for 3 hours. I was telling people, like, I'm ready to run through a wall and go get back out there.
Right.
I'm ready to get out there and do some work. I was so committed after that 3 hours. I'm like, I want to get to work right away.
What is something that you are going to commit to doing when you get back? Like, besides running through a wall, which if you're going to do that, you got to put it on video. I mean,
Yeah.
Tom been talking a lot about video. It would be awesome to put it on Instagram, Facebook.
I'm sure it'll start trending.
Alex Wednesday's wall.
Yeah, runs through walls.
Maybe
say that
I'll
10
do
times
that for
fast.
where I'm renovating a house. I'll run through some drywall or something.
Oh, do it. It would be.
That's gonna be sweet. Into a pool.
Yeah, this will go. Just say, idea came here first, right?
Okay. Yeah.
Give me credit for the idea. So, but what, like, seriously though, what is the one? Like, what is something you really want to implement when you go back?
Probably. I mean, right now all I do is door knock and make phone calls. That's my big thing. I feel like I need to focus more on client relationships because I'm new. I don't have a large amount of clients, but when I do build these client base, I want to be like stay in touch with them, keep my name in their head.
Yeah.
Let them know I'm still there.
Are you using a CRM system or?
I'm on a team and they do that.
What do
but
they use?
I have no idea.
Follow
I don't run that.
Us. Well, I've tried them all. I think when I literally I've tried them all.
I kind of got blessed in the team I joined. We have I have an assistant that does almost all that stuff for me.
Yeah.
And it's kind of crazy that I have an assistant right now, but yeah, she helps out a lot.
Favorite breakout session you've been to?
It was the Maximize Profits.
Was it with Debbie?
Yes.
Okay, hands down.
Oh yeah.
What are you going to today?
What
have you gone to today?
I'm not sure. I just got back. Well, I only saw half of it. I got a Zillow call in the middle of it. So.
Oh, nice. Hey.
Yeah, I'm trying to make deals.
You're probably paying Zillow a king's ransom, so you better monetize that shit.
Every time you get a phone call from Zillow, you got to answer it.
Right.
And you reply to every email, everything.
Like right away.
Oh yeah.
Because if it's
timing's key.
more than 5 minutes, you're screwed.
Yeah, screwed. And they probably.
You're fucked. Let's just say it, you're fucked.
I'm sure they probably have multiple. Multiple agents are probably getting the same email you're getting saying someone's looking. So you got to be the first one.
No, that's great. Adam Dewar, my brother-in-law, is here. So I should go around the horn here. We got Jeremy Pekarik, my brother from another mother, Adam Dewar, and my brother Jesse, who I think is taking a nap right now. So Adam, I know you look like you have a question to ask Alec. What's on your mind?
Yeah, what do you think? Maybe it's being new, or maybe it's just the industry now. What do you think the biggest obstacle you're facing is?
For me, I thought being new is a little hard. I have to be very aggressive when I talk to someone, so I have no experience. I can't go and say I have 20 years experience in the market.
But your team does.
Exactly. That's what I have to push too. That's what my team does. I have a funny story. How graphic?
You got to be real on this thing. If you're not
Okay,
authentic,
all right.
we kick you off the
So,
couch. Okay, if you get timid on us,
Yeah.
you're fucking
lose
out
your
of here.
seat.
All right,
You
so
lose your seat. You're
I'm
not a king
talking to
anymore.
some guy last night at the bar. We were there together, and he turns out he sells luxury property up in Canada. Very successful guy. You can look at him and say this guy is made of money. His suit probably costs more than the car I drive. So I walk up to him, and basically I said, I'm talking to him, and he's like, "You seem like a confident guy." I'm like, "Yeah." Like, you want to hear the big dick pitch? That's what I call it, the big dick
I love
pitch. And that's when I go. I said, I'm swinging it out there. I'm gonna let you know I'm here. And he was loving it.
Yes.
I was telling him, like, I don't care. Like, I basically said, I don't give a fuck what you say, like, about me, but you're gonna know me. And if you have clients in South Florida, they're probably gonna know me, because I knocked on Tiger Woods' door at one point.
No shit.
Yeah,
no
and
kidding.
I sat in his restaurant.
Balls.
Yeah, he didn't answer. He was not.
God, what have you done if you had? You'd be like, yabba dabba doo.
But we have lots of my area. We have 38 pro golfers. We have Michael Jordan building one, like, this crazy golf course right down the street from me. So we got a bunch of big names there. So I told him a story. I went to Tiger Woods' restaurant 3 nights in a row, just sitting at the bar hoping to see him so I could get in talking distance with him. And that hasn't happened yet, but I'm going to keep trying.
No, I love it.
What do
It's
you
balls.
do? Introduce yourself. Hi, my name's Alec. What's your name?
I give him the big dick pitch. That's
Yeah,
basically what I
would
say.
it be crazy for you to pay for my dinner and drinks tonight as we talk about how I can help you make millions in real estate?
Exactly.
Would it be crazy?
Would it be crazy?
No, it would not. Chris Voss, thank you for the questions that we can now ask. No, but like Alec, you cast a wide wake. I'm impressed by you. You have the thing, that a lot of agents lack, and that's the don't give a fuck about it.
Yeah, you gotta get out there.
Like, just get out there, and
Fearless.
it's impossible. It's impossible to give that to someone. We can train people on the systems, but it's impossible to give that to somebody if they don't have it. And you're gonna do awesome. I'm 100% convinced.
Thank you.
Personal
Thank you.
guarantee. And I been given a lot of personal guarantees, but they carry more weight to you, because when I give a personal guarantee, it happens. So you're gonna do awesome. I guarantee it.
Yeah, I mean, you're living the. We talked before you came here about our day 2 takeaway. It was be authentic you and don't look back with regret.
Oh, yeah.
And you're living it, man.
Yeah.
You're out there living it, pound the pavement with that, with that motto.
There's a great book that, well, there's a lot of great books, but I'm going to give you one that's come up. That there's a philosophy that we practice called Story Brand. There's a book by Donald Miller called Building a Story Brand. Awesome book. And there's another one that I think you should read. So Building a Story Brand by Donald Miller. If you don't buy it, I'll buy it for you. And then there's another one called The War of Art. Not the
I've
Art
heard
of
about
War.
that one.
It's The War of Art.
I think I've heard that.
It's incredible. Did we bring it today? Anyway, I travel with about 15 business books, because I never, and I have what's that thing, audio, whatever, Audible. Thank you. Holy cow. It was a rough night last night, so my apologies. I got to gin the cotton out of my mouth right now. But the War of Art is a phenomenal book. Talks about resistance, which I don't think you face much of in life, but
You'd be surprised.
yeah, but it talks about overcoming resistance. One of my I think there's a line in there, the enemy is a good teacher, where it talks about hesitation and resistance and how it can mess with you. So far, everything I've heard is incredible. How long have you been in the business?
4 months and next week.
Unbelievable. And I hope some of the people in my office listen to this interview, because they could draw inspiration from your story.
My biggest thing is just take everything. Don't wait for it to come to you. Just get out there and take it.
Yeah.
If you want it, you gotta take it.
And all business is good business, right?
Exactly.
If you don't have anything going on, go ahead, Adam.
I guess the question I've been thinking about this whole time is, you're driven, you have purpose, you're out there hustling. What's your motivation? What's driving you?
What's your why?
What's the carrot?
Let's see, motivation. I don't know. I mean, I've been doubted a lot. Someone told me once when I just first got my license, said, "You're not gonna do good. You don't have the personality for it." I'm like, you kidding me, right? I don't have the personality. It's like, you're crazy.
That's the fuck you needed.
Yeah, I'm like, fuck you. And then also, I don't even know what motivation. I have a lot of motivation. I just want to be out. Like, my personality is get out there, be known. Like, I'm self-motivated as fuck,
Yeah.
if I have to lock it down to one thing, I always say I want to retire by 55 with a bunch of investment properties and sit on my ass on the beach with a Corona.
Yeah.
So
Corona Light. Okay, come on.
yeah, I gotta watch the
That
figure.
metabolism slows down once you get over 40. Trust me, I know. And one thing I would ask that you do is really think about the why. Think about why you're doing it. Something beyond money, and it seems like you're beyond money.
It's not about the money really for me. I mean, I love it. Meeting people, talking to people, it's like the whole business is people business, We're out there talking to people, shaking hands every day.
Yeah.
And that's what I love to do.
Yeah, that's awesome. Jeremy, anything else to ask?
Yeah, so, obviously you got a really cool story. You got fucking Spartan attitude. I love it. You're not going to take anybody's shit, and you're going to go out and grab it. Like when you think of who is your muse? Like, who do you want to emulate? And I know you probably so much of being your own person, but when you look down the road 3 or 5 years, like, who's that realtor that you have in mind that I want to be that guy? I want to be better than that guy.
There's really no realtor I want to be like, because my mind, I want to be Mark Cuban.
Yeah.
I want to own the Heat, own the Marlins. I'm from South Florida, so I love like all the South Florida teams. I want to be big.
I love it. Have those big goals, because the lesser humans will look at you like you're crazy.
Yeah.
But no, that you're not crazy. It's important to have those impossible dreams, because if you don't believe it, you won't achieve it, right? The minute you start doubting that and say, I don't know if I can do it, you're done. You can't have the doubts. You have to have the big goals. It might take you 20 years.
Exactly.
It might take you 5. It might take you, who knows? But go for it. Go after it. Chase the mammoth, right?
So
hunt the motherfucker.
Before, I don't know how much time we got left, but before we
have as much time as you want.
Before we keep going, I mean, my like motivation, I guess, you asked me earlier, I've been thinking about it, is I can't put it to words. It's kind of hard. I'm trying to explain it, but when I read a lot of books. I was investing in stocks in high school.
What's your favorite book? Just
Rich Dad Poor Dad.
Oh yeah, Kiyosaki.
Great one. I read that. I probably read it a couple times, but yeah, I've been trading stocks. Always been like money mind, like numbers, and I love numbers. But before, probably like a year ago, I wasn't very social. Right now, I'm like out there social. I just like hit a switch where I get out there, and the biggest thing for me is I want. Every time you look at any successful businessman, anyone you think, they work their ass off when they're young,
Yep.
You're not gonna meet someone that says, "Oh, when I was in my 20s, I was just hanging out, not doing much, like going fishing, going to the beach every day." No, you don't see that. So I'd rather work my ass off now, and then 15, 20 years down the road, be able to have a nice family, support myself, and be happy. That's my motivation. Work my ass off now, so later I don't have to.
Right. No, that's so true what you said. Like, it doesn't come on its own.
Exactly.
This is a contact sport.
It is.
And you have to be willing to roll up your sleeves and get dirty.
Yeah.
And I grew up on a dairy farm with my brothers in flyover country in Minnesota, and we worked our motherfucking asses off our whole lives. But we never made any money doing it because we did everything the least efficient way possible. If there was a harder and more painful way to do it, we found it. But this industry, yeah, there's a lot of it's in some ways it's incredibly simple, but it's incredibly hard.
Yeah.
Helping people buy a house. Well,
it's simple, but it's not easy.
Yeah, it's hard. You got to deal with people and emotions and stuff. But the intangible things that you can bring into someone's life by just being the guide for them, that voice of reason, that pillar of strength for your clients, and seeing them when they achieve what their goals are, it's so rewarding. And then I think it was Zig Ziglar that said, if you want everything you want out of life, you help other people get what they want.
Yeah.
And you got the right mindset. It's amazing. I want to play this. There's 6 people in my office that I want to play to all of them because it's inspirational. So Well, I appreciate you coming on.
Oh, I loved it.
Any
It was great.
final thoughts? What are we doing? What are we doing tonight? Because we're hanging out.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
We're gonna
Well, so
we're gonna
get-
burn this fucker
We're gonna be
down
at the
tonight.
bar tonight.
Well,
I
I
hope.
think really important is we need to tell Alec where he can find us in 20 years.
Oh,
To
which
send-
island?
to s-
Which island should we be by? We don't buy adjacent
Well,
islands?
we need those.
Oh,
we need
yeah.
those tickets to the baseball and basketball.
Yeah, maybe
Well,
that crazy fucker Epstein's island will be for sale.
I mean, maybe we'll so like 20 years from now, just call me. We can get you season tickets for the Heat.
Yes.
Courtside if you want.
Yeah, courtside would be good. I don't need season tickets, just one game, but I need 400 tickets.
Why don't?
Okay.
I think
Oh,
you need
my-
to set your sights higher and go football, NFL.
Football?
I think that would be more enjoyable for
God,
us.
that Miami
Tell
team.
Stephen Ross to move aside.
Yeah. No, I love it. I love the big goals. I'd like to own the Vikings.
Okay.
Like pry them from Ziggy's cold dead hands someday.
You guys had a tough season last year.
Oh, God,
Really
it
rough
ju-
ending.
Oh, it's so bad. It's the you see, Adam's a Packers fan, so he's dancing around like a leprechaun every time the Vikings lose.
On borrowed time.
Yeah. Aaron Rodgers can only realistically play at a high level a couple more years, and the Vikings. We'll see this year. The expectations are so low that they might surprise us, or they might not.
Yeah.
So,
I set my expectations. If they're over 500 by the end of the year, I'm happy.
yes.
And we almost didn't do it last year, but 8-7-1,
Yeah.
I was happy.
You're talking to a Dolphins fan here, so.
Oh yeah, you guys are hosed.
Oh, we're the best team in the nation. What do you mean? We're number one.
This is
In the
year.
universe. Let's not stop at planet Earth.
I mean, it's like we are the only team ever to go undefeated and win a Super Bowl. No one else has done it.
that's true. That's
That
true.
was also 30, 40 years ago.
Yeah,
but
yeah, that and $10 will get you maybe a sandwich and a Coke at one of these food trucks. Probably not though. Like those sandwiches, like $14. So, we're California pricing here.
It's ridiculous out here.
Yeah. So Alec, again, we appreciate it. This is fantastic. I can't wait to hear more tonight when we start really telling lies about how awesome we're going to be. No, they're not lies. No, but we appreciate you coming on. And again, how do people get a hold of you?
So I'm Remax Stewart in South Florida. You can reach me on Instagram at Alec VanDyke. Instagram. That's ALEC space VAN space DYKE. And email address is apvandyke1@gmail.com. And phone number is 772-349-5936. So if you got any referrals coming down to South Florida, I'm your guy.
Right on. And Alec will also be Instagramming. So you got to follow him on Instagram because he at some point is going to literally run through a drywall.
Oh, yeah. So I'm starting my Instagram. It's probably going to take a video of you guys after this. I'm sure
Yeah,
we're
yeah,
going to video.
we're gonna video the
But
shit
you
out
gotta
of
get a
this
video
place,
of
yes.
this. So, yeah, my Instagram is definitely going to be starting some series and stuff going on there.
Nice.
Of me running through some walls, probably.
Awesome. I can't wait.
Through a wall into a pool.
That's my niche. That's my niche right there.
Alex
Yeah, I'm surprised
Wednesday's
nobody went in
wall.
that pool last night. I really wanted to, and it's my one regret of the conference so far as I didn't jump in.
Tonight's another
at
night.
the Red Lion.
Crazy shit can happen.
All right. Well, thanks, Alex. Alec. See, that's the cotton in my mouth right now.
Oh,
It's messing with my tongue. We'll be back in a bit with more thoughts on the Tom Ferry Success Summit here at the Anaheim Convention Center.